Hello everyone. So today we are going to do normal distribution curve. It is also known as Gaussian curve. So what happened is we collected the data as we saw in the previous video. Then this data was presented to statisticians or mathematicians. What they did is they drew a curve using this data. And what we observed is in many data the distribution of the data was in the form of a curve which was bell shaped. सो उसी बहाने सब्सक्राइब पे क्लिक कर दीजिए. सो जोक्स अपार्ट, नाउ यू कैन क्लियरली सी हाउ द नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर्व लुक्स. There are some features of this normal distribution curve which are that it is bilaterally symmetrical, as you can clearly see in the video. The ends of the curve, they never touch the baseline. And mean is equals to mode is equals to median is equals to all these three coincide at the 0, that is the center point. What is mean, median and mode will be discussed in the next video. SD stands for standard deviation. It is equals to 1 and area under the curve is also 1. Now we'll be seeing the example of a normal distribution curve. Hemoglobin, mean of hemoglobin is 10 gram percentage plus or minus 2 gram percentage. What is this plus or minus 2 gram percentage? This is one standard deviation. Okay. Standard is 10 gram percentage, and from that plus 2 or minus 2, that is 8 gram percentage to 12 gram percentage is one standard deviation. On the right side we have got plus 1 standard deviation, plus 2 standard deviation, plus 3 standard deviation, and on the left side we have got minus 1 standard deviation, minus 2 standard deviation, and minus 3 standard deviation. Now for drawing this normal distribution curve, we made two assumptions. Which are these two assumptions? We will be seeing it now. The first assumption is that between minus 1 standard deviation and plus 1 standard deviation, 68% of the population falls. Between minus 2 and plus 2 standard deviation, 95% population falls, while between minus 3 and plus 3 standard deviation, 99% of the population falls into. And this was the first assumption. And second assumption was that the zone of normalcy, also known as standard deviate, it is between minus 2 standard deviation and plus 2 standard deviation. What is this zone of normalcy? This zone of normalcy, it helps us to give the location of given value in terms of standard deviate. Now there is one more small concept, which is concept of p-value, that is probability value. Now p-value is the probability, it calculates the probability for the value to fall in the center, or if it is away from the center, the p-value would be less than 0.05. So if it is greater than 0.05, then it is non-significant. If it is less than 0.05, then it is significant deviation. Now a quick recap. It is a bell-shaped curve, bilaterally symmetrical, ends never touch the baseline, and mean is equals to median is equals to mode. All these coincide at 0. Standard deviation is 1, area under the curve is also 1. We saw the example, very good example of hemoglobin. Between minus 1 standard deviation and plus 1 standard deviation, that is between 8 to 12 gram percentage of hemoglobin, 68% of population falls. Between minus 2 and minus 2 standard deviation and plus 2 standard deviation, 95% of population falls, while between minus 3 standard deviation and plus 3 standard deviation, 99% of population falls. And we also saw the assumptions for normal distribution curve. 68%, 95%, 99%, and zone of normalcy also we saw the concept of p-value also in this video. P stands for probability. Remember that less than 0.05 is significant, and because the value falls beyond the zone of normalcy. Thank you so much for watching this video. Keep